Hello, bro.
Oh, hello. Oh, hold on. Hi, hello, Homer. How are you today?
I'm great. How about you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. Hey, tell me about your day then. How was it?
Uh, well, it's pretty soon, so yeah, nothing special.
Ah, okay. Yeah, so tell me one interesting thing or person that you just encountered.
Encounter today? No one.
Yeah, maybe like today on the last week.
Last week.
Mm.
So I told you earlier, we went to an English club.
Yeah.
You and I went to an English club,
Yeah.
and there was a very interesting question. So if you had the ability to switch places,
to switch places to anyone.
yeah.
Okay. So
And
what is your answer? Yeah, I
told you,
remember
right?
that. Yeah.
Okay.
So what was your answer at that time?
So I wanted to switch places with the father of two children
Oh,
because I think that I wanted to learn parenting skills. I think
oh, okay.
they might be helpful in the future. Yeah, in the next few
Mm,
years when I become
mm.
a father.
Ah, ah, okay. How about me then? If I was given that choice, I would definitely love to switch place with an apprentice of Mr. Phạm Nhật Vượng, the one who just got the IPO for his company recently. So that's the I just like he's just like a legend in Vietnam until now. So like he appears all kind of social media and social platforms. To me, I just wonder how could how could a Vietnamese like him or like us can achieve such an inconceivable accomplishment like that. Yeah, I would love to give it a try.
Mm.
Mm.
Okay, I think that is a very common answer in that meeting. Everyone wants to become like a billionaire or a
Oh,
knowledgeable person.
no, I
Yeah,
just want to be an apprentice, right? Kind of
apprentice.
yeah, like a learner, like someone, a mentee of Phan Nhật Vượng, so that I can learn from him. I don't want to be like him, he's like completely different from us. We cannot somehow, it's just like if you put a child in the position of an adult, somehow it's gonna wreak havoc all of your company, because like the child just doesn't have the ability to control, to manage the company at the level that the adult can do. Mm.
Mm.
So I
Okay.
just want to learn from him rather than be him. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what
Right.
if you can switch places and possess all of his abilities, but your soul remains?
Remain.
Would you do that?
Ooh. Ooh, wow, that's a very tricky question. Um, I would love to do so. It's not because like I want to be like a well-known person, or I want to attract the attention from the public. It's just like if I were in his shoe, I would be able to do many things good for the society. I guess so. I think I could like provide some of the support, some of the ads for the mountainous children, those kind of activities. I think like doing some goodwill activities will brings a lot of joys and happiness into our life. So that's why. You? How about you? Like if so, who is your idol in terms of parental skills?
Parenting skills?
Uh-huh.
Probably let's see. I don't know anyone yet. Yeah. So I want to be shoes of my my parents.
Oh, maybe like your dad. Your dad's like the father of two sons, I guess. I don't know. So do you like to become a person like him, or at least switch place like
probably.
with him?
Probably, but it's not because his parenting skills are excellent, but it's because he's old. I think that he has been through a lot of things in his life. Yeah. So I want to be in his shoes in order to understand him. Inside out.
Inside out. Yeah, that's beautiful.
Because I think that I don't know him that much. So there is like a big generation gap. So we cannot talk for long. So I want to be in his position to understand what he's thinking. Yeah. So that I can tolerate him, I can put up with him, I can understand the pain, the suffering that he has in his entire life. So that I can be more tolerant.
Right, that's beautiful. More compassionate about the people around, for the people around. Right? Lovely. Yeah. Okay. So what is the most valuable quality of a dad, in your opinion?
The most important quality?
I mean, the most valuable or the most respectable quality for the dad, or of a dad?
I think that so becoming a dad requires a lot of hard work. I think so. In a way, you have to understand your children. You have to give your children some freedom, some independence. But in another, you have to restrict your children. You have to have a discipline and regulations so that your children wouldn't cross the line and go off the rail. They might join a gang or make friends with bad people, criminals, something like that. So you need to be flexible if you are a dad. I think so. Yeah. But if you put like a lot of restrictions, a lot of if you impose a lot of laws on your children, then then you are restricting your children's creativity and freedom. Yeah, I think so.
All right. That's right.
Yeah. So when they grow up, they won't be able to express their ideas, their something like that, their opinions.
Okay. So some people just say that being a parent is hard. Being a good parent is even harder. So who should we study from when we want to be a good parents?
Actually, I cannot think of any specific person because it really depends on different contexts. Yeah. So if you are rich, then I think that you wouldn't learn from someone who is poor or who is in a lower social class. Because when you're poor, you want your children to be hardworking. You want your children to be knowledgeable. You want your children to pay attention to the lessons. Yeah. But when you're rich, you want your children to be, let's say, to have a more obvious personality. I mean, the ability to express your ideas comfortably, something like that. You want your children to be able to talk to you, to have an honest conversation with you.
Yes.
Yeah, when they have troubles, when they have problems. But when you're poor, you don't care about that. You just want your children to have a solid education background in order to earn more money, to improve your current situation, something like that.
Okay.
So I think that You need to learn from different people, not a solid one.
Wow. From my perspective, actually, different people from different background, they will share or they will embrace different stories when it comes to teaching a children or a child to become a better version. So to me, like you can always learn from the poorer people, the way that they respect their children, or they like try to teach the children how tough the life can be. And to me, like that's also like something that the rich people would not hesitant to do. To me, when you overcome the like the difficulties in life, then most of the time your ability to overcome the challenges, the obstacles, going to improve, and as a result, your ability to solve the problem will improve altogether. But if you just keep coming to the rich people, they nurture their children in a comfortable environment. At the end of the day, the children just didn't have a lot of chance to encounter advocacies in their life, and then when they meet their challenging obstacle, and they felt depressed. Like 50% of them would like just give up because they already have a comfortable life, come back to their comfortable zone and lead a comfortable lifestyle. So I guess all in all, we can always learn from the other people, as long as their skills or their situation can teach us some valuable lessons. Yeah. So, right. Then when we talk about teaching and education, so that's the reason why there's some people just raise a question like, why we should go to the school, learn from like John, the education system, while there are so many people out there just drop school, drop universities, and then start up their own life, and still become a successful person.
Okay, go on.
Yeah. So what do you think about that opinion? Many people think that why we should go to like go for the education system, like join the school, study at school for 12 years, and then go into the universities and spend like 4 years or 5 or 6, 7 years there, and then just get the job. Whereas the other group of people just drop school and then go directly into the workforce, start their own business, and become successful. So, do you think that education matter?
I don't think not a lot of people would encourage the second way. Yeah. Because the examples of those who drop schools and become successful is very rare. Yeah.
Is it that rare?
Yeah. What?
Is it that rare? Because like there's so many people like
no, not so many people.
not so many people, right? But as you can see from outside at the moment, like the people who graduate from university, right? They get a job, and they work for the people who dropped from school, who had dropped from school. They started up their own business and become successful, and those people came back and rent the one who just graduated from university.
I know what you're talking about. But how about the people who drop out of school and work for those who graduate? I think that the number would be higher, way higher than those who drop school to become the owner. Yes. Yeah, obviously, when you read newspapers, you see uh, Mark Zuckerberg or Bill Gates who drop
Yeah.
schools and become the owner of Microsoft and Facebook. Yeah, you
Yeah.
see obvious examples of those successful businessmen.
Mm,
But yeah, when you come to think of it, you see a lot of people who stop learning
mm,
uh, in high school, secondary
mm,
school, or even
mm,
in primary school.
mm.
Yeah, you see a lot of them just they are just like manual workers. They are just like they work in factories. Yeah,
Mm, yeah.
being taking order from those who graduate. I think that
Mm,
those examples are more common.
mm, mm,
Yeah, so I don't think that in the future I would suggest my son to drop out of school to pursue his or her passion. Yeah,
mm, mm.
it would be pointless. Yeah,
Dollars.
the
Mm, mm,
the chance is really low. Yeah,
mm,
so
mm,
when you
mm,
decide to drop out of school,
mm,
you you are facing a huge risk of
mm,
being
mm,
jobless, of
mm,
being
mm.
you know not of being not getting an education degree, and then
Ah,
when you fail, you cannot like it is really hard for you to find a job. Yeah,
uh, uh,
because no one knows your abilities,
mm,
your education background. Yeah,
uh,
so
uh,
you cannot become like an engineer, a doctor,
mm, mm.
or an office worker. Yeah.
Mm, mm. I agree with you on the point that with the professions that require hard knowledge, especially about engineering, doctor, architectures, those kind of knowledge the students or the learners must require from the university. That's the best place for them to learn. However, to me, like a large majority of people, I mean, the elements to decide whether or not you can be successful in the future or not, it largely depend on your disposition, inherent disposition, or environmental raising disposition. And what I mean by that is that, so to some people, they just have the eagers and ambition to try harder. They work hard. They do everything they can to move forward. Those kind of people, even though they drop from school, it doesn't mean that they stop learning. Like Mark Zuckerberg or any billionaire, they'll still learn, but learn from the environment around them, learn from projects, learn from what they like. And to me, those kind of stimulation would foster their knowledge and would make them become a better version rather than just learn from the university or any curriculum that the authorities or the principals think that this is a good subject. This is a subject that is good for them. So also, like when it comes to some of the kind of subjects like about for example, business management or marketing, those not like kind of in the industry that requires creativity rather than knowledge. I would call that the soft skills. Then I believe that learning from the outside, learning from the like the working environment is a much better choice. So that's the reason why my sister, my younger sister, she's learning in grade 10. But I would encourage her, if you go into the university and you learn marketing or you learn a business administration, in the first year you just study in the first year and then you take a gap year. I mean, you can drop the school, but before you drop the school, let's take a gap year first. And then if you see, okay, you can learn much more when you work for someone or you work in for a company, then you should drop the school. I mean, you take 7 years, because like when you take a gap year, you can have this 5 to 7 years that you don't have to go back to the university. So maybe you don't have to say that, okay, now I dropped the school. It's just like, no, I want to take a gap year, 2 gap years, 3 gap years, and until you are ready, then you can come back. So that's what I encourage my sister to do.
Okay, if you are willing to take that risk.
Oh yeah, for sure, I would take that risk. I believe that.
I think that it depends.
Yeah,
it depends on your risk tolerance.
Yeah, risk tolerance. Yeah,
I wouldn't take that chance.
Yeah. You wouldn't. But do you think that the education is like the university education system, they're teaching something that we cannot use in our real life? Yes, we can use part of them, but not all. Right. Yeah. So like, why we have to spend like 3-4 years, valuable of our time, just on something that we don't use it? Right.
I agree, but you have to say that, even though a lot of knowledge in university we cannot apply in our real life, but there are still some valuable knowledge in university that you can use in real life. Yeah.
Can you name me some?
Yeah, for example, when I was a student, my major was physical engineering.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think that I learned a lot about electronic and electrical components in my university. Even though I have to learn like psychology or cái gì nhỉ? Hồ Chí Minh.
All right, philosophy.
Something like that.
Yeah. Ideology. Yeah, Ho Chi Minh ideology. Yeah, các map philosophy, those kind of nonsense thing. Yeah, right. Right. So I would say that the students, the thing that I cherish the most when it comes to learning from university is the way to think, or we would call it with a fancy name, the process of thinking, or thinking process. It would teach us thinking step by step. It would teach us how to think in formula. So to me, those kind of things will be very beneficial to us. But the rest of the thing, like beside the valuable thing, university just teachers like 80% of them is just a waste of time, something that we just don't use in our life, or it just we can learn it in a shorter time. So that's I highly suggest. So instead of teaching the students for 4 years, the university try to like compress the knowledge into maybe 1 or 2 years, and then let the other 2 years into like learning through projects, learning through the real life, rather than just sitting in the school and try to make some prediction about what is happening outside in the real world. That is what I think. That's what I believe, and that's what I encourage my sister not to do.
Yeah. Okay, I get it. But when you drop out of university, then I think that you bet your future on so many people, on your colleagues. So what if you get in a company and your colleagues are not willing to share their knowledge and skills? They are not willing to give you clear, thorough instructions. Yeah, your mentor doesn't teach you clearly. Then I think that the amount of knowledge that you gain is still low.
Yeah.
What if you have like an education background? I think that you can figure it out yourself. Yeah. So,
I believe that. Yeah. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, you are right on that point. If we depend on certain people, if they say no, then it would be like the end of the world. But then if because like knowledge from books, we can also learn from books. We can also learn from friends. And if we don't have books or friends, we can also go for a coach or trainer. We can rent them to teachers. Some students, some people will say that, oh, the renting a trainer would be very expensive. But think about that. Instead of learning in 4 years now, or 5 years of working and learning, the trainer will teach you in maybe like 5, 6, or 10 classes, and then you can apply. It's the job of the trainer is different from the lecturer. The job of lecturer is telling you the information. It's like making you aware of what is what is out there. But the trainer is teaching you how to do it, how to make one thing on a paper into a real life. So to me, when you learn with a trainer, they empower you. When you learn with a lecturer at university or school, or teachers at school, that role is just like the message giver. They just give you information and don't care that whether or not you can do it. So I guess if you want to learn from one, you don't have to learn from a trainer. You don't need to learn from only one group of people or 2 group of people. There are so many groups of people. That's why from the beginning I told you that it really depends on the disposition, the characteristic, the personality of the learner. If the learner just stay at one place, and if the learner just prefer to sit in one place and then get the passive knowledge, then maybe the school is for them. But if the learner, he or she is willing to get out of their comfort zone and then search for the knowledge, then I don't think university is a good place. There are so many other sources of knowledge that can enhance their horizon, and they don't have to spend their time in the universities. Yeah.
So the point is whether you know all those sources when you drop out of school. So one thing that I learned when I was in university was the ability to learn by myself.
Yeah.
Actually, all the knowledge didn't come from the lecturer.
The lecturer, yeah. It's just not right. Yeah.
So I watched a lot of videos on YouTube about that lessons.
Yeah.
And I learned from all the websites that I searched on Google.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
and then we just learn it ourselves. We don't need a lecturer.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I do believe so.
But if you drop out of school, I think that it's really hard for you to do the same thing. Because when I was in university, the way that I learned was I learned from others. Yeah. So for example, my friends, websites, and some useful sources.
Yes.
They would suggest to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't be able to search all the knowledge by myself.
Knowledge by yourself. That's right. I agree with that. So that is also that's the reason why I tell my sister, okay, you can drop the university, but don't just do like you finish the high school and then you go directly to the working force. It's just nonsense. It's stupid. But the university give you a very valuable thing to me, and that is an environment of talents and like well-rounded, well-educated people. Just it's gathered all together there, and this is especially true if you study in a top-notch university. Then there's a high chance that you will be able to meet or encounter a billionaire in the future in the same place where you study, in the same classroom, because like 200, 300 100 students study in one place. So there are so many chances that you can meet you can encounter, you can get to know some interesting people, and just one or two of them become the billionaire, and somehow you have a friend who is the billionaire and who knows you since you guys study in the university. So I think that's a valuable network that would like bring you million and $1 million. That's what I believe. So to me, university is just like a kind of a hub that gathers so many talented people in one place, and your jobs is to go around, search around, find the one that you can be friends, and find the one that you can learn from him or her, even just their personality, their skills, the way that they think, the way that they do. Learn any good thing from them. I think that's the best thing that the university can offer the students when they study at universities.
Yeah. So it's a great environment, right?
It's fantastic environment, but not for 4 years. I would have spent 4 years just to meet all the people. Okay, so meeting all the people there, it just doesn't cost you that much time. 1 year is enough. 1 year, and
then get along with them, become close friends with them.
Yeah.
Need that amount of time. So if you just meet them in 1 year and then you drop out of school, I think that you are likely to lose contact with them.
But you still keep the contact with them, right? you dropped out of school, it doesn't mean that you like, now I say goodbye to you, we don't talk anymore. So
the thing is, you keep contact with them.
Yeah.
But the connection, the relationship, just normal friends, just ordinary friends. But if you study with them, you go to the library and you review the knowledge with them. You work with them. You join maybe charitable organization with them, like a volunteer club with them. Then the connection is stronger, much stronger. I think that after 4 or 5 years, then you are still best friends. And, you know, just like you say, in the future, if there is a chance that they become like an excellent person or figure, like a millionaire or a business owner, I think that you can learn a lot from them. Even so that's my point.
Okay, so
in 4 years, I think that you can learn a lot from them compared to 1 year. I think that you don't know them well enough or sufficient enough to learn from them, to learn everything from them.
Yeah. Oh, the thing that I like in your idea is that the rapport is built not from like knowing each other, not from contacting with each other, but from doing something together, like doing a project, doing a learning together, or doing something hard together. So that's why I think like it's not the thing that here is the university should focus on. It's not teaching us the knowledge at the university, teaching us how to do this, how to do that, but like doing a lot of projects, and then give us a chance to collaborate together and build up the rapport, because that's the only chance that we can our relationship can be reinforced. Yeah. So great idea, right? All right. I think like we should come back to it's 11 now, so we should come back to our original things today, which is about the topic for today. Okay, so first I thought like okay, so this is the topic for today is reduce about the traffic, right? It's about traffic and travel. Okay, so right, you take a very early step to finish the writing. I will finish the writing after today meeting, after talking with you and getting some information. Okay, so now let's start talking about this. Right. So the best. Do you think like we should? Right. Some people say that if the more traffic traveled on the lane or the routes, the better the economy will become. That's why if you reinforce, I mean, if you restrain the volume of traffic on the route, it means you will restrain the development of the economy. Do you agree with that opinion?
Restrain the development of the economy?
Yes.
Well, it can happen in either way. So in one way, when the road is much emptier, when the road only served for important purposes, important needs, and you know, the flow of the traffic is regulated, then I think that you know, the economy can be improved. Yeah. So for example, factory A wants to transport some cargoes to factory B.
Okay.
And if the road is empty, then the transport would be much faster, which means that the economy can be improved. Yeah, you can save a lot of time and money, right?
Okay.
But in another, you are restricting many people's needs. Like someone wants to buy you know, a product in a store, and then you want them to stay at home and book an online and make an online purchase. And I think that, you know, in some ways you are like restricting the economy to develop. So that person might feel uncomfortable making an online purchase, then waiting for a few days for the product to come to their house, to be delivered to their house, right? So you know, some people might stop purchasing, because because it is inconvenient, right? So so I think that it has two consequences. In a way, it has a benefit. In another, it might have a problem, to some people.
Okay. Right. So to me, like if the government just make the decision on their disposal to like stop all the free flow of traffic, and then like just like encourage all the public transport. It's just the public transport is for the general demand rather than a specific a specific demand. Let's put it in this way: if you want to travel from the destination A to destination B, then okay, you just move there, and many people move there, so you go to the same place. However, the economy just doesn't work like that. When you go, you buy something because you have a specific need, and different people will have different need. It can have the same type of the need, but the level of the need is different. And because of that, I believe that if we just have a general solution, it would not work for each individual. For example, all the people want the cargo A want a cargo to move from destination A to destination B, but the person one, he want to move it fast. Person B, he want to move it 2 days ago. So I mean 2 days later, 3 days later, he want to move it slow. He want to move it with a paper grabber. So many things, so many different demands during the purchase. So the general solution just doesn't work for each individual at all. So right. So with that, then so what is the best way to reduce the amount of traffic in cities if the government could not restrain the volume of the the people who the vehicles that travel on the street, then what is the solutions here? What are the solutions here?
Well, actually, when I faced this question in IELTS writing, and I watched a video of Kim Luyện, he taught me that if you encounter this kind of question, like the best way to do something, you can do two things. First of all, you prove that it is not the best way by proving that it has a problem and it doesn't work. And second, you suggest some other ways that can work better than the original one.
Yeah.
So yeah, so
Right.
that's how you answer this question. You don't need to prove that there is the best way. There is like another way that is the best, right? Because it is really hard to do that. When you say something is the best, you have to prove it that it is better than the other ones.
That's right.
Okay. So the that method is really hard. And
and
I would say
risky.
that it is impossible to do that.
Yeah. All right. So right. So that's why I ask you, like, are there any other solution to reduce the amount of traffic cities? So so here you want to answer the question, or we can go around the questions first? What do you think?
Actually, I did answer your question in my second paragraph. Yeah.
Sure.
So
okay.
I proved that there are two better ways. Yeah. And
can you elaborate that idea in a deep level? Yeah. So now can you say it? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's go.
The first one is to develop the other provinces. So most of the roads in the city center are jammed or crowded because the people from different provinces go to the city center, migrate to the city center to search for jobs, education, and shopping. Because the purpose, the question here is shopping. Okay. So I wouldn't change to another one. Okay. Yeah? So I think that a better solution is to develop other provinces like Hải Dương, Hải Phòng, or the provinces around Hanoi. Okay. Yeah. If you build infrastructures and facilities there, like you have like offices, companies, factories, and shopping centers there. Okay. And famous universities there, then I wouldn't think that people from these provinces move to the city center anymore. Yeah, they would stay in their hometown and develop their career there. Okay. So, that is the first method, and the second one is to improve the public transport. Okay, good. Hold up. Pause. So can I like try to ask some questions so that you can go deeper levels for the first idea? Okay. So if you so you were saying that if you let me see, let's remember. So the best so we can also like build some shopping malls, commercial areas in the suburbs or outskirts, and so that the people in those areas would not have to move to the city. So how about mountainous area? Why don't people build the shopping malls there? Or like will they, or they will feel reluctant to do so? Why is that? I don't say we build facilities in rural areas. I said build it in potentially developed provinces. Okay. Yeah. So you see in my answer. So when you build in like a possibly developed provinces, it is way easier than build in mountainous area. and in a way, when you develop other provinces, then people in mountainous area might have more choices, right? So when you focus all of your resources in your city center, then people from like different provinces in mountainous areas, in rural areas, yeah, they all of them go to the city center. But when they have like more choices, more options, yeah, then the population would spread evenly, equally. Yeah.
Oh, so, yeah, like, got it. Right. I think that's a very how to put it in the right way, viable and feasible solution. To me, that's the likelihood of it to be successful is really high. When you choose an area and then build up a commercial unit like a shopping mall, is a fantastic way to attract the people. Influx of people will pour into those areas for workers, to construction workers, or just for some shopping demands. Now they don't have to move far away to buy some necessities. They can stay in one place or move in a short distance. Yeah, it saves a lot of resources. So yes, can you elaborate the second opinion? I agree with that.
Okay, so the second one is to develop your public transport.
Okay.
So I think that the reason why people are deterred to use public transport is because they are in poor condition. Okay, so like in Hanoi, the buses are very terrible.
Oh,
the seats are torn and bumpy. Yeah, and the driver assistants are friendly, if not to say rude and mean. So I think that a lot of people are hesitant to get on a bus because of those reasons. Okay, so if you can improve the condition of a public transport, then a lot of people would likely stop using their personal vehicles. They would shift towards using public transport. And when when the number of personal vehicles reduces, then I think that the road would be emptier, and you can ensure the flow of traffic better.
Okay. So so what are the advantages and disadvantages of public transport?
Yeah, I told you earlier, frequent delays, unfriendly staff, poor condition. Yeah, if you can solve all of these problems, then I think that a lot of people would prefer using public transports. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So how about me? What would I say about this one? Yeah. So at the moment, I think like your ideas is pretty perfect in terms of solving this one. Idea is quite is comprehensible, and then at the same time it's very comprehensive. So yeah, I agree. How about let me think. If I answer this question, I would also talk about education. So distant learning, obviously, that's something that we can talk about. We like when like students engage in the distant learning, say the digital classes or online courses, it would benefit them in terms of the flexibility, flexible schedule, and at the same time they don't have to travel back and forward, so they can save a lot of resources in terms of the fuel that can be consumed, and then also the pollution that or emission from the motorbike or the car that can be released into the thin air. So students staying at in their room, like do all the learning stuff, would be a good choice in terms of saving the environment and other resources.
Hold on.
Yeah.
The question is not to save the environment. The question
Oh,
is
right. To reduce the amount of the flow of traffic, right? So I should only mention about the so definitely the students don't have to move on the road. They just need to spend their time in the room and do all the stuff related to learning. How about walking? Right. We will talk about a distant working place. Is that right? Or like digital working place. So what is your idea about reducing the amount of traffic by for the need of working from home, like traveling for work?
Yeah, I think it's unrealistic. Yeah, in my answer, because people prefer meeting in person. So even if you have the ability to work from home, then I think that no one would not no one, but a lot of people wouldn't want to do that. Yeah.
So why distant working seem to be inconceivable?
Okay, so in a way, it is really convenient because you don't have to go out, right? But for the other, I think that people love talking, face to face instead of through a small screen. Yeah. So especially when you have like a really important deal with your client. Yeah, people often go to a coffee shop to discuss a deal, to solve all of the customers or clients' concerns, right? Explain to them clearly, assertively. But when you are at home, then I think that it's not very interactive. I think so. Yeah, it's not very persuasive when you meet in person. Yeah, because when you decide to sign maybe a $1 billion contract, then you need to put a lot of faith in the contractor, right? But yeah, I cannot imagine someone would do that via a screen. So I think people need to
do so, to do the face-to-face meeting. So how about so in what case the distant working or distant studying would be a good choice?
Just in the period of pandemic, I think so. When we literally wouldn't be able to go out. Then I think so.
Let me see. To me, also talking like in the case that there is some geographically challenging situation in which the people we have to hold an instant meeting, but the the members of the meeting they spread all over the world. One is Spanish, one in Spain, one in America, one in the north of Vietnam, one in the south of Vietnam. They just live in different locations. Then we need to do the online learning because it's really a great way to see the other face and then hear the other sound. And to me,
if you prefer the convenience, then it's a good solution.
Yeah, that's right. Yes, convenience, right?
Yeah. You think that it would be greater if you can travel to another country and see your friends in different parts of the world in real life, in the flesh?
I think that would be for the important and like kind of a essential meeting. We should do so, but we shouldn't do it daily, regularly. Yeah, it just
Oh my God. how can you do it regularly?
Yeah, right.
Just in important occasions.
Yeah, important. Right. Right. All right. So some people will ask, so why should the government pay attention to reduce the amount of traffic rather than put all of their effort into developing the economy or other more important matters?
What do you mean? I think
why? Okay, I mean, like the government. Why should the government pay attention to reducing the amount of traffic in the cities rather than put all of the effort in developing the economy of that country?
I don't think they are paying attention to reducing the amount of traffic. I don't think so. Actually, I think they don't care about the traffic. Yeah.
Why? Why don't they care about the traffic?
Traffic jams are a serious problems in many big cities in Vietnam, and
so you are telling me, yes. So you are telling me, yes. Go ahead, please. Yes.
And all those years, do you think that this situation is improved?
So you are telling me that because it's a common phenomenon, so like we just leave it alone, or let it go.
But your question, it has a problem. Your question is why the government pay attention to reducing the amount of traffic. Yeah, but I don't think it is real. I don't think it is the truth. Yeah,
really?
I don't think they care about the traffic. Yeah.
They don't care about the traffic?
Yeah.
To me, I don't think so. I believe that the government, at least in rural areas or in my living place, they really pay attention to the traffic. But traffic
jams?
No, we don't have a traffic jam, but we have the problem with the route, with the infrastructure. Like there's a problem with that. For example, there's a hose on the road. Like right away, the people will come and they cover it. Yeah.
But your question is, the government pay attention to reduce the amount of traffic.
Yeah.
And your idea is to improve the
quality of the infrastructure. Yeah. Now I see. So let me see. Maybe in rural area we don't encounter that much in terms of like the how many people will travel in the road, but they do pay attention to the traffic lights. You know, if you stay in one traffic light for 60 or 90 seconds, and then I'll accumulate into a huge amount of time that will be lost or would be spent wastelessly on the road. Then the government will reduce the time that that the traffic light would normally require. Say normally it requires for 90 seconds. Now because of it just doesn't need to spend that much of time, then they change into like 60 or 45 seconds. It's say 45 seconds for each vehicles. So that's a lot of amount of times. If we accumulate all the time that can be saved in every vehicle that traveled on the road, do you think so?
I still don't get it. So what is your point here?
My point here is that the government can also like affect the many elements related to traffic in terms of the time that the traffic lights requires for the red light times, and so I think like they can do some certain things in terms of to improve the traffic or reduce the. But then let's come back to the point of reducing the amount of traffic. Then why I believe that they should, at least the government should pay attention to the amount of traffic, because if all the people gather together in on the road, then It causes traffic jams. It causes the air pollution. It's called the problem related to health, health related problems, all kind of negative aspect to the citizens. And the role of the government is to ensure the safety and the well-being of citizens. So if you are telling me that they don't pay attention to that those kind of matter, it's just like you are telling me they are not doing their job. Maybe you tell me, okay, but maybe this government pay attention to it, but the other government just don't. Then it's not the government don't pay attention to it. It's just like a majority of the government didn't find a solution for this this matter. Is that right?
So my point is restricted in Vietnamese context. Yeah, I don't say about other.
Okay. Okay. So you are telling me that because the problem is still all there, so that they didn't pay attention to it? I don't think so.
No, I think that it is the traffic jams are getting worse.
Getting worse and worse?
So in a way, first, they don't care about the traffic jam. And second, their methods are not working. Okay, it happens in either ways.
In either ways.
Both ways.
Right. I think that the likelihood of the second idea is more convincible, or it's more persuasive, because like maybe like they try to do it, but because of their limited ability, they couldn't come up with a feasible solution for this one. So I think like the government still they need because the traffic, when we come to traffic, it's just like the face of our country, because when the foreigners, they come to say major cities like Ho Chi Minh City or Hanoi capital, they come there and they see the traffic jam moving like crazy. The first impression would be like harmfully destroyed, or so that they would leave a bad impression, and that is not the thing that the government want to do. So it is. It is
if you read all the reviews or feedback of tourists coming to Vietnam, and then you know that.
So I guess that the authority, they are aware of the situation. It's just because their ability is not enough. It's not sufficient to solve the solution, to find out the solution for this.
Actually, I think they are irresponsible.
Not
because of the ineffective solutions.
Why do you think they are irresponsible?
Well, I have worked very, very closely with the government department.
Okay.
For the past 3 years.
Okay.
And I know that
you work closely for like which part? In what field? You work closely with them in what field?
The security department.
Security
department.
Yeah. Like it's related to traffic, or related to the crime? No.
Just the security.
In general, security. So yes, and then like what encourage you? What is the thing that make you feel that the government is irresponsible?
Well, a lot of things, but I think it's not a good idea to talk about them. Yeah. And if you pay attention to political news, then you would know that too. All they care about is how much money that they can gain from a project.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So a lot of resources from the national budget just pour down into their wallets. So as a result, we don't have money to improve the road network.
Yeah. Actually, you are telling the truth. In Bình Phước, especially in Bình Phước, we call the bureaucracy and all kinds of so the government they took a huge amount of percentage of money for infrastructure investment, and then they so that kind of activity left Bình Phước to become one of the worst or a place to travel because the infrastructure here it was so terrifying for containers or to move on, or for the truck it got problem all the time. And now we the next generation, we have to solve all the problem to find a solution for it, to open new road, to pour more money to fix the existing problems. So many things.
That's why I told you that they don't care about the public road in the first place.
Yeah, like most of them.
How much money they get.
Yeah, you can say like most of them. Most of the
90% of them.
Yeah, 90%. Yeah, I would agree with that number. Yeah, because I know some just it's not that bad, you know. I know some who's not that bad, so I would protect them. I would stand up for them, because I know some who just spend their whole life working for the well-being and all the good things for the citizens, and I don't want them to be labeled as the bad apple for for the society. So so let's come back to our topic here, and I think because it's already like 11:30, so I think this is maybe the last question. Do you have any last questions that we can bring up on the table before we gather the information and then start working on this?
Last question. So I think that we should wrap up, because I'm about to have lunch right now.
Yeah, I think so. So let's wrap it up. Now today we already talked about a lot of things, right? Free talk about so many topics around education and traffic. So if it's possible, then I also find a topic about education, so that today, because we talk about two, so let's write about two, and two topics. And for this topic, you already talk about solutions for shopping, education, and walking, so that we can reduce the amount of people on the traffic. So reduce the amount of traffic in cities. Yeah, right.
Okay.
Right. So I guess we have the idea for writing. So next meeting we will you can at home, this is what I'm thinking. Maybe you can you already wrote down your answer, so now you don't have to you can look at it, and then let's see if you can improve any point. I will start working, and I will start writing, composing my own, and for the next meeting we will take a look at we will explain the idea, which is a little bit unclear to the other person. What do you think?
Yeah. Okay, that's great.
Sure. Right. Okay. So right, and so I guess that's all, right? Is there anything else?
Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay. Okay. Lovely. For today. Okay. Let's take a rest, and see you later.
Okay. See you later. Goodbye, bro.
Goodbye, bro.